Hey folks, my name is Brian Stevens and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Today I'm going to do a quick video about, I guess we could call it this old Gerber. This is an old Gerber multi-tool I've had for about 15 years, and the reason I wanted to do a video on this particular tool is because I've heard a lot of people trashing Gerber, especially since the whole thing with the Bear Grylls knife in China, and if you're not aware that they had some problems with the first release of that. But I'll be honest with you, I've always liked Gerber. I think this tool is probably 15, 16 years old. It's never failed me. It's done really good. I'm not even sure what the model is. I know they still have like a diesel, the same kind of I guess configuration now. So let me kind of see if I can get a little close in on this, and I'll show you what I really like about this. And I have a little special feature I want to show you anyway. So let me readjust the camera. Okay, so this is a Gerber multi-tool. Like I say, this one's about 15, 16 years old. I don't know if they still make this particular model. I know they make a couple of models that are different than this now, different design, but they also make a couple that still are. I think the diesel is one. You can see right there it says Made in the USA. This is stainless steel, stainless right here. You can see the paint is kind of flakes off. It was painted red. It's a locking mechanism on it. One of the things that's really cool about this one that I like is the way that you notice it won't unfold like this. The way the pliers extend. It's got little buttons on each side. If you squeeze those buttons, it opens up. What's cool about it is you can just hold it up and let gravity do the work. So that means if you're trying to use this with one hand, you don't have to do a bunch of fiddling. That's really one of the only multi-tools that I've seen that does that without a bunch of slinging and flinging and all that. So, and same thing for closing it. If you want to close it, just turn it upside down and it'll close. So one of the great features, in my opinion anyway, a piece of paint flaking off there, is the opening mechanism. So other than that, it's a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers in this case. I think you probably could pick whatever you want. Has wire cut, standard wire cutters. I mean, it's not really anything different than most multi-tools. One thing I like about it is the blades all lock, every one of them. So this locks open. This one has a little partially serrated blade. And in order to close the blade, and you can actually, before we do talk about that, you can still, if you don't like this thing hanging out, you can always close it back, and then you've got a pretty compact package. You just open it up, and you push the little black lock forward. Pull it backwards, and make sure your finger's out of the way and close it. Okay, so this one's got the blade here. It's got a screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver. I have to say, one of the things that I'm not real thrilled about is that it's a short screwdriver. So in some situations, you may need a longer screwdriver, and this one's kind of short. So that's really one of the negatives, in my opinion. And while we're on the negatives, this is the really big negative, in my opinion. This is the saw this thing comes with, and I've heard a lot of complaints about this on the internet. It says it's a rim grit, and supposedly what's great about it is it's replaceable. You can pop this little spring right here, pop the spring up, and it just comes out. And it's kind of like a little jigsaw blade. So supposedly you can use a regular jigsaw blade. I've not found a jigsaw blade that is compatible as good as a regular saw blade, like on most of the other multi-tools. So I think the saw blade is definitely a negative. You can see it's not had a lot of use. The first couple of times I tried it, I wasn't impressed with it, so haven't used it very much. Use the knife a lot, use the pliers extensively. This also has something that's really nice, in my opinion. Has a file, and it's actually a two-sided file. It's got a double cut on one side and a single on the other. And this works really good if you need to sharpen, clear out some burrs on your knife blade, or do some sharpening or some filing. And again, it locks. I don't want to take all day. This is just a multi-tool, right? So it's got a couple other things on there which are pretty cool. It's got a little tiny screwdriver or punch and chisel, and you can see this thing is really sharp. So you can poke some good holes with that. It doesn't really, so that functions as an awl. It has a regular screwdriver with a bottle opener on it. Okay, no big deal. A very quality pair of scissors. These are actually Fisker's scissors, so They're the real deal. They cut, they're not very big, but they cut like no tomorrow. And then it has the, you got to kind of open the file sometimes to get to it, but it has your standard can opener. And it's kind of what I wanted to it's kind of what I wanted to demonstrate a little bit today. I've had some people ask me, as I've kind of been working with the Boy Scouts and stuff, how do you use these can openers? And there seems to be some confusion about how to use them. So, in the interest of science, I have a can of corn and a can opener. And I want to show you how to do this. And so the way you want to use this can opener is, this little thing here is a hook, and it goes underneath the rim right here. So when you hook that under the rim, this part here is going to poke into the top of the can. You can see like a little lever like this. When it pokes in, this head just sharpened, so it kind of cuts. So as you poke, you're going to move it forward like this. I'm just going to show you. So we'll go ahead and open the corn. So you got it clamped off, and you got to kind of hold it where it pinches. Put pressure on it, and just poke it down in. And as you poke it down in, then you're going to go around. And as you go around, so you're basically cutting your way around the can. I'm going to get rid of some of this juice. So as you slide in, the little bevel on this side allows it to dig in. So anyway, does it work? Yeah, it works. Just a little bit of a pain in the neck, but it absolutely works. And you can see that it goes around the can. This cuts it open. Now, you're probably not going to drink out of this without really being careful, because you might cut your lip. But if you're hungry and you need to open the can, this will do it. It's also got a little scale on the side of it. This is actually centimeters. The other side, it's got inches, up to 3 inches. And last of all, it comes with standard Gerber nylon sheath. Again, a lot of people beat these up. This thing's 15 years old. I've worn it to work. I've worn it in my pack. I've worn it camping. This thing's got a lot of miles on it, and still going strong. I say 15. That's a guesstimate. It's at least 12 to 15 years old. So once again, that's the Gerber one-handed multi-tool. This is Brian, Survival on Purpose. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking the thumbs up. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, telling your friends about it. I really appreciate it. Again, this is Brian Stevens. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. See you next time.